Hi everyone, welcome back to the Pentagon Challenge. Been a few months since I last saw you actually. We've done pretty well to be fair, especially in this second part of the season, the Clausura stage, so like the second stage. Still going in the Champions League, we are still going in the Cup, and we've also had a transfer window. So yeah, let's get caught up on everything that's been going on. So, I last saw you here, didn't I? Seattle Sounders and Monterrey. We then followed up the draw with Monterrey, with a draw at Atlas Guadalajara. We then managed to beat Vancouver Whitecaps 3-2 in our Champions League group, but it was still not enough for us to get off the bottom of the table. We ended up finishing 5th level on points with 3rd, 4th and 5th, which was Vancouver, LA Galaxy, and then us all finished on 4 points. We then beat Chilaya 1-0. Matko Miljevic, you'll notice, is getting on the goals a fair bit. And then we beat Querétaro 3-0. We then played our playoff game. So it was two one-off playoff games. The first one was against Chicago Fire, and the second one was against LA Galaxy. Now, this Chicago Fire game is worth watching because, as you'll see, 6-5 after extra time. You might think, oh, great game. And it probably was for the neutrals, the classic FM adage. Oh, yeah, great game for the neutrals. But yeah, I hated it, and you'll see why. So we were away from home in Chicago, and we took the lead through Govea, who, don't know if you remember, has now left on a free transfer. That was kind of agreed when we first took over the club. And yeah, he scored a couple of worldies, but we were quite happy to let him go in the end. And then second half, bear in mind it's still 1-0 at this point. Daniel Jefferson makes it 2-0, and we're thinking, oh, yes, great. Can't get any better. Oh no, wait, it can. Because, not even 2-3 minutes later, Martinez makes it 3-0, and I'm thinking, job done. Just get it done, see it out. Easy days. Until this guy, Nunez, smashes one into the top corner past the keeper. Unbelievable goal, and you think, okay, nothing doing for that one. 3-1, what can you do? Turns out you can do a lot worse, and you can concede a second goal to make it 3-2 in the 83rd minute. And I'm thinking, oh God, just slam it shut. Diaz gives the ball away on the edge of the box. They break. Christian Kwame, you may have come across him in some of your saves. I think he's usually at Fiorentina. No, they made it 3-3, some shocking goalkeeping. With 5 minutes to go, and I'm thinking, oh man, they're gonna get a winner here. Let's just make it to extra time. Or so I thought. Before Ragazzi makes it 4-3, and I'm thinking, right, because I'm making changes left, right, and centre here to try and hold on to a lead or try and play less defensive because all of a sudden it's level. But no, poor defending once again allows Abdullahi in, and he makes it 4-4 in the 89th minute. And I'm thinking, right, can we just get it to extra time? Please, can we just get it to extra time? And we did. And Perez with the cross. And Mendes, who's now left, we sold him to Monterrey for about 3.5 mil. He was someone we were struggling to register for the league because of his nationality. He was Chilean, he wasn't Mexican. So we ended up selling him. We got a bit of money for him. 5-5 everyone, just before half time. And I'm thinking, my defenders are just having an absolute stinker, and they just can't hold this. Ragazzi drives forward, plays it to young Aguado, who makes it 6-5 with 3.5 minutes to go. And I'm thinking, please, can we just hold on to this? And we did. We held on. We managed to hold out for 6-5. And we went through to play LA Galaxy, who we then beat 3-2, which was this game here. So in terms of the Champions League, that put us through to the second round, where we were playing a team from Guatemala who, to be honest with you, I will probably see how the first leg goes and then maybe not show the second leg, because no disrespect to them, but I would expect us to win and go through. So you might be thinking, oh, well, why didn't you show those games? And it was because, to be honest with you, they were a one-off, and I thought I'd chance it and just try and progress the series a little bit more. We lost 1-0 away in the quarterfinal leg of the league. This would have taken us to the semi-final and then the final. And looking at it, the way it works, basically, if you get to the final, you're essentially guaranteed to qualify for the CONCACAF, because the winner and the runner-up basically qualifies. from each one. So you have the Apertura, so the opening round, and then the Closara, so the closing round. You have a final for each one. Whoever wins that section of the league. And both finalists, by the looks of things, go through to the Copa America, the CONCACAF Champions League. But yeah, so we lost 1-0 at home to Pumas, and then we actually went 2-0 up before they pulled it back. Moises Caicedo, who has thankfully now left, I think, made it 2-2, and we ended up losing that over the 2 legs, and before Cruz Azul won that final. So they were automatically in the Copa America along with Monterrey. Copa America, I keep saying Copa America. I'm thinking ahead because I think the next step after here will probably be South America. But yeah, so I'm already thinking ahead of that. So they automatically go through to the CONCACAF. We, as mentioned, we're through to the next round of the Cup. We came second in our group, but we were like quite comfortably one of the best runner-ups. I think we actually came 5th across all teams that took part. That's include like across every single group. If we have a look, you can usually see it. I think it might be here, league table. Oh, sorry, we came 6th. But it's important to note that some of these teams actually came top in their groups, like Guadalajara and Pachuca, I think, actually came top. So we came 5th. I don't know how Mazatlan are in 1st because they were in our group and we absolutely stuffed them. But anyway, I don't quite know how it works, but that's what happened. Because, yeah, as you'll see, Mazatlan we beat 6-1. Anyway. But since the league has started, we've only conceded 1. And that was in that game against Cafetaleros. That was in the league. I believe. Yeah, that was in the league. We had to play like a prelim round before we got to the quarterfinal. It's Cafetaleros and Atlante who we have played in the league, in the cup. But yeah, we've not conceded in the Copa, not the Copa MX, the Liga MX. So watch us concede now. And we have done that with a tactic which actually looks like this. So you'll notice it's very similar to what we were playing when I last saw you. But we are playing wide centre-backs now, and this is something that I found does seem to work in this formation, and also in the Everton formation, the Everton save. I've made a tweak to wide centre-backs, so I'm actually going to record the next Everton episode after this. And that is, I think, because it suits you if you're trying to play more of a possession, progressive football. Okay, we have got slightly more direct passing on. But I think it just, I don't know, they seem to be so much more progressive in their play than just regular, like, ball-playing defenders do. So that seems to be working for us, playing that. So this is kind of what we've been doing so far. And we've, Koira, who we were saying in the last episode, have been a bit disappointing, has got, I think, like 2-3 goals since we've come back. 2 goals since we've come back. Miljevic has been, if we look, he has been in the scoring charts as well. Miljevic got 2 against Pachuca, 1 against Tijuana. He scored a couple here, I think, didn't he? I can't remember where, but he scored a couple there. Koira there. So it does seem to yield fruit, to be honest with you, having that. And you'll notice a couple of signings: Iniestra, Santillan. Who else have we signed? Portales. This guy, Oaxaca. I'm not sure if the X is like a shirt or I doubt it's Oaxaca. Surely it's not Oaxaca. Oaxaca? I really should have looked. If you're aware, please let me know down in the comments. But that brings us quite nicely onto transfers. So Santillan, we already touched on, was joining, as was Portales. So if I sort by what we did in January. So we signed Andres Iniestra, not to be confused with the legend Andres Iniesta, because we sold Victor Mendez, we lost Gouveia and Alfonso Gonzalez, but we signed him, and he has the added benefit of being native born, so we don't have any registration rules to worry about. We also signed Oaxaca from Pachuca for quite a substantial amount of money, partly because we sold Guillermo Perez, because Celtic came in for him and he wanted to go, and it wasn't worth keeping him for him to kick up a fuss. So yeah, we made the decision to let him go. So we had a bit of a vacancy in midfield because with us signing Portales and Santillan as well, we had a little bit more flexibility at the back, and with Iniestra and Orashaka in the end coming in as well, it meant that it freed up Maitland-Niles to play more as a wing back rather than a box-to-box, and Santillan and Portales coming in mean that Angel Gomez can switch over to there, because Angel Lopez has been really good as a wide centre-back on that right-hand side. Selling Boton Ballo helped. We made basically 1.5 mil off him, because it meant that we could therefore register players like José Cesar Gallardo, who's a loan signing we've brought in with an option to buy. He qualifies as native born, but it's meant that we were also able to bring in, get Regazi in, because we didn't need to worry about registering Gallardo. It meant we could register Regazi, and I think that might have been it for who it freed us up registration-wise, actually. But yeah, it basically just freed that up, so we've been able to bring him into the team a bit more. And yeah, it's basically took a lot of the pressure off us and has sort of really freed up our hands in terms of registration and being able to register the best squad that we have. So we're currently sitting pretty at the top of the table. Obviously, we've only played 3 games, so we won't get drawn into anything, but a few teams like Monterrey and stuff have lost their managers. Like Pellegrino was the Monterrey manager, Maurizio Pellegrino, who was at Southampton for a time. He has gone to Leipzig, I believe. So yeah, it's kind of, hopefully the league's a bit more wide open. I don't know whether to play Orashak. So this is him. He's 23, but in this he looks like he's about 32. He's a new gen and he's got some quality attributes for playing in midfield. So you know what we will do is, I can't remember, is he left footed? He's quite comfortable on either, to be fair. Maybe we'll play him here in the Mazzala role, and yeah, I'll leave it at that. I think. So the good thing about it is I actually usually am starting with this at the moment, and then I will put a second striker on, usually, be it Regazi or Garza or Aguado, based on how we're performing. So, looking to try and maintain our unbeaten start to the season, 100% record against Deportivo Guadalajara, which I am fully expecting us to lose or draw after the way I've built us up. It will just be typical. But yeah, with Angel Lopez, Santillan and Angulo at the back, do seem quite solid, but we also are a lot better in possession as well, with the sort of look at that, Miljevic with a great pass to Jefferson. Feeds all the way back to Tarek Mitchell, back to Angulo. Yeah, I just feel like here with look, these are all our centre halves. Like, we are playing actually, I don't even know if we are still playing a high line. No, we're playing a standard defensive line. But just with that centre backs, I just feel like we are a lot better in possession and do seem somehow a little bit more solid at the back. I don't know if it's because with the wide centre backs drifting out to cover for the wing backs, the spaces are closed down a bit better. Maybe I'm not sure. To be honest with you, but it seems to be working for us since we've made that change from the tail end of the first half of the season. We've generally looked a lot better. We only really lost that one game against Pumas in the playoff, and prior to that I think it was Seattle Sounders in the Champions League. Nice lovely stuff. And it's Angel Lopez, the wide centre back, getting the assist, and it's Jefferson who has been lethal. He's been absolutely lethal, to be honest with you. Really, really good in front of goal. But just the football, it just seems a lot more fluid. And whereas, like, last episode I was thinking, this might be like a 2-season, maybe even a 3-season job before we can challenge for the Champions League. I actually think the way we're playing at the moment, we could probably take anyone. So who knows, this season we could potentially get that CONCACAF Champions League done, which would be really, really nice, get it boxed off. And if that happens, we will just resign as soon as we win whether we win the Closara or not. I don't know what happens if you win the Apertura and the Closara. I kind of want to know. It would be quite interesting to see if that could be done, like a double. Obviously, it can be done. But at the same time, the priority is the Champions League. So obviously, while it would be nice to get a few more like domestic trophies boxed off and stuff as well, I think if we win the league... Oh, Jefferson's injured. If we win the league... if we win the Champions League, I think we just resign straight away. And like I said, I would probably move for maybe South America. A few jobs have been coming available in South America, like Flamengo. Flamengo came available. It's quite difficult to resist applying for that one because they're obviously such a strong team. But, I've got a job to do here first. Make a few subs. So... Who else are we going to bring on? Sorry, let me just do these. Where's Portales? Oh, I didn't put him in because he was tired. Leave it at that. Oh, can I bring on a... Do we have anyone I want to bring on? There we go. It would be worth it by the time he comes on. Oh, he actually nearly scored, did Gaza. We've got a job to do and we need to get this done because I don't have to come back to Mexico and basically start trying to build a squad from scratch unless I could literally get like Monterrey or someone like that. And we were already partway through a CONCACAF Champions League season and we could literally just pick up and just get the win like halfway through. Solid 1-0 win. Bit nervy at the end then, but we got the win. So yeah, you see, this is what's confusing. Oh, I just realised, no, I'm chatting rubbish. It says title holders, Tigres Juanal. But that'll just be because I assume they won the Closara last time. Let's see. Yeah, they won it last time. Okay, that's all that is. Important to notice that currently Monterrey are 15th. They were basically at this position on the Apertura stage and they ended up running away with it. They just sort of suddenly went winning and winning and winning. But like I said, their manager has left. So yeah, we're currently top, 100% record, no goals conceded, which is very, very nice. We did get our intake preview. We've not had it yet, but we have had the preview. Supposedly an excellent intake, 5-star. Golden generation apparently. I'm excited about the fact that it's a number 10 and a striker potentially who are the ones to look out for. Now, if it's anything like the previous intakes we've had, because we've actually got some of the players playing for us. So I think this guy, Julio Cesar Calderon, came through. Now, I didn't realise he's actually 22. But he's been a useful little player just to draft in, just to rotate towards the end of games, just to give players a bit of a rest. Same with Aguado, who's only 17. Attributes-wise, doesn't look like much, but 17 years old with finishing of 15. Just trying to get him to work on his composure. And he's weighed in with a couple of goals. Same with Jair Robles. Again, just a useful little player just to bring off the bench. He's not worth much, but you know what? He did actually score for us in the Copa against Pumas. So if we can get him to do a few little cameo performances like that, it might boost his value and we can sell him on. So even if they just produce players who are of sort of similar use and value like them, like Brandon Tede and Felix Garza, Angel Garza, as well, I'll be pretty happy because it would just allow us to rotate while bringing players through from the academy and then potentially just selling them off. Daniel Jefferson, 20 goals. He has got strained ligaments, so he'll be out for about 2 weeks. That's fine because Regazi and can play, and we can also start blooding Julio Cesar Galaza a little bit more and see if he's going to be worth potentially paying the fee for that we've agreed in his loan contract. Obviously, Efran Escalante as well as another player that's come through the academy. He's not played as much because we are just playing mainly a one-striker system at the moment. But he is someone who we'll expect to see more game time from. You'll notice Tyrick Mitchell having a blind of 10 assists. in that left wing back role, and Maitland-Niles getting 6 and 6 assists and goals. He is the penalty taker, so he does score a few pens, but he's been pretty solid. He's not always been happy because he wasn't happy on the fact that we didn't strengthen the midfield when he wanted us to, even though Milijevic, I think, would be hard pushed to say he's not strengthened the side given his returns, 7 goals, 2 assists in 19 appearances. So I think he's been a bit picky there, is Maitland-Niles, but it is what it is. In terms of when I will next see you, so look at this. Since the Monterrey game, 1 defeat, a hell of a lot of green. So I think that's showing the fruits of the tactic, really. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, everyone. I just wanted to drop in and give you all an update because I was conscious of the fact that we were in January and I hadn't actually done anything with you guys since September. And obviously we kind of skipped through this in the end because I was feeling a little bit cocky and I thought, we'll get it, we'll be fine, we'll get through. And equally, if we'd have lost, it wouldn't have been worth you watching it, let's be honest. So, going strong, and I would hope that we'll get past Municipal. If we look at the teams that are present, so we've got Club America, Zolos Tijuana, Tigres, Pachuca, Guadalajara, and us. There's no Monterrey and there's no Cruz Azul. I don't believe at all. Doesn't look like it at all, does it? Let's just check. No, Monterrey got knocked out by Cincinnati. And what happened to Cruz Azul? Did they just not get through at all? They maybe just didn't get through at all. Let's see. All groups. Cruz Azul aren't even there, and they've probably been one of the stronger teams in the league, so they obviously just didn't qualify. And there's me just chatting rubbish. So if we get to the second round, I actually think that, to be fair, we could probably beat most of these teams. We were unlucky against Seattle Sounders in the group. We conceded that set-piece goal, and I feel like we're a lot better now than we were then. I would back us to beat most, if not all, of these Mexican teams. And then the American teams, New York Red Bulls, yes, tough. But I don't know. I just think that it's telling that the previous winners of this competition have, look at that, just been Mexican. Just constantly Mexican. CF Atlante, who were in the league below, who were in our group in the Copa. But you look, you've got Toronto runner-up, Montreal runner-up, LAFC runner-up, Seattle Sounders runner-up, Salt Lake runner-up. It's all just Mexican teams winning. Obviously, we won it 26, 27, runners-up 23, 23, 24, 2012, 2013, 2011, 2012. I just think that the caliber of Mexican team is obviously just a lot higher than American. So I think that I just noticed Scamacca is San Jose Earthquakes. He obviously just did not develop well at all in the pre-winter update. Wow, fair enough. I would be kind of optimistic. No offense, Municipal. I would expect us to smash you. I'm sorry to say, but I would expect us to smash you. Let's see what's the players of note are just not looking particularly great. Obviously we've not got scout reports, but when you've got a midfielder with his highest passing potentially being 15, first touch potentially being 12, and that's being generous, I would expect us to get past them. So we will see you most likely for the next the Champions League game after this, which will be the quarterfinal. Now the board want us to get to the semi of that and the Copa, and they want us to reach the opening stage quarterfinals. So if we finish in the top 4, we'll get there straight away. We won't have to do the playoff like we did last time. But if we go into rules, top 4 just take you straight to quarterfinal. It doesn't matter whether you finish first or second. So, I shall see you all next time for the next round of the CONCACAF Champions League. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, everyone, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.